Hey, it's Max here. So today I'm going to teach you how to restring a guitar. I had an unfortunate thing happen the other day. I was rocking out, doing my thing, and my D string, as you can tell here, broke. So today I'm going to give you a little guidance of how to change the strings on a floating bridge, and hopefully it will help you out. So we'll talk about some of the tools you may need for this job. Some of the tools you may already have, some you may not. So the first thing that you need is a good set of wire cutters. I have these Husky wire cutters. They work great. The next thing that I really like to use is a drill, and it has a drill bit on top that fits right onto the peg, and I can just work so much faster when I'm changing strings. This is a great thing, and I think Dario sells it. So again, this is nothing special. Here's the drill, just a regular Makita drill. I put this in, boom, makes your life way easier. Now, if you don't have a drill bit, you can always get these. I believe this is a Fender string winder, and I think I bought them for like $1.99 at a local music store. Now, if you don't have any of these, you'll have to use your hands. You'll have to work on your forearms. So the next two tools that you will need are a little screwdriver with a hex head on it, and this is a size 3. So I will show you later on why this is important. And I also like to have this Allen key, which is a size 2.5, and it works great for this guitar. This thing right here, this is a Dunlop 65 Ultimate Lemon Oil, and this is really good for using on the guitar's fretboard. I find that every time I use it, I don't know, the fretboard just feels really smooth. Now, you don't want to actually overuse this. I use this oil maybe 3 times a year, but I'm definitely going to use it now because it's getting kind of cold here in Canada, and I want to hydrate the neck, kind of set it up right before winter time. And last but not least, have yourself a pack of fresh strings. So I have the 9-42 Nanowebs from Elixir. I really like these strings. I'm not sponsored by them or anything like that, but they last a long time and I love how they feel. I unfortunately have pretty sweaty hands when I play, and all the other strings, they just take that beating and they literally die within, I don't know, maybe like the first couple hours of playing. But these strings, they last a very long time. Weeks. Sometimes I don't change them for a couple of months if I forget. So I really like these. Actually, another important tool that I almost forgot to mention. I had a friend of mine make this for me. This is sort of like a wooden post with a bevel in it. And I like to use this to actually elevate the guitar. So my guitar is in a 45-degree angle. I use sort of like a cloth that I got, put over top, and then the guitar's neck goes right over here. So also an important thing to have, but it's not exactly necessary. You can use books, you can even use a towel or something like that when you fold it up. So one more thing I'll quickly talk about here is the fact that I'm at my work right now, and I use these 2 chairs that usually students sit on to elevate the guitar and to kind of set up as a workbench. I don't have a workbench here at the school, so to be honest, this works pretty well. All right, so first things first, I'm gonna take off these blocks right here. Let me actually take this thing off first. So I'm gonna take them off using the screwdriver that I was talking about. Makes it easier to use than the Allen key. The Allen key I usually like to use for the other side there, for the bridge. Take these off for now. Put them on after. All right. Now the next step that I like to do is actually take out the strings and then raise the bridge and then put this in the bridge cavity there. Actually put it like this, so that it has some sort of support and it doesn't fall through, because I'm planning to take off all the strings to clean the fretboard, so that's why I like to put that in there like that. All right, so moving on. Now I'm going to loosen these strings. Here we go. Just like that. Up. Just for demonstration purposes, I'll also use this thing right here, the string winder. Yeah, I guess I shouldn't have used it on the empty one. So, as you can see, it works pretty fast, but not as fast as the drill. So, it is what it is. But anyways, that's how you use this tool. And I like to loosen up the strings before I cut them, only so that they don't really snap off or anything like that. It's a better way to do it, in my opinion. Okay. There you go. And now for some of these here, I will use this wire cutter. All right, so on to the next task. I'm gonna use this Allen key to just insert it in, loosen it off a little bit, loosen up the keys there. Boom, just like that. So it's good to have this tool. And I think actually most guitars, like if you buy yours not too long ago, you probably still have all the tools. Don't throw away the Allen keys. And if you're just buying a brand new guitar and you're at the music store, sometimes they actually throw them out. Ask them to not do that and give it to you. Now this one is a little bit stuck because of all the rust that has built on. Let me see if I can move it. There we go. And this guy here, there you go. So not everybody has to deal with something that I'm going to talk about right now, but I unfortunately do. As you see these green spots right here, I think that's pretty much just dead skin that falls off when I play. So I have a little knife tool like this, and all I do really is just scrape it off. I just come in kind of light, boom, 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 like this. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is apply some of this Dunlop 65 lemon oil. So use some of this cardboard toilet paper type of thing. Okay, so now we're back to the view of the bridge. And now, as you can tell, the bridge is still kind of sitting upright. Just, I don't know, makes your life easier. Took off all the strings, it's all good. Now we're ready to put the strings back in. So, I guess I'll start with a low E, why not? 42 gauge. Okay, here are the wire cutters. So I generally like to cut off the ball end. Here we go, just cut it off right here. Put it here for now. Boom, take this out. Take the end that where the ball end was. Put it in there like this. And now close this back up. There'll have to come a day where I have to take off the bridge again, and I've done it before because it's kind of rusted. But whatever, I mean, as I said, this guitar is pretty old. Still kicks ass. This is a great guitar. So I just put it in there until I feel that it's tight and snug. Not too tight. I'd say just one more, boom, like this. Pull on it a little bit. That's it, it's in there for good. All right, perfect. So this side is done. We're gonna move on to the next side. All right, so back at the headstock. This is, I guess, sort of the trickiest part that people have the most problem with. But once you figure it out, it's actually not that tricky at all. There's only just a couple of, I would say, hand gestures that you have to make and do so that, you know, your process goes as smooth as possible. So generally what I like to do is there's a hole in the post and line it up with the string, so horizontally. And then we're gonna put the string right through like this. Now, because this is the low E string, it has, you know, the most amount of weight and size. I like to leave just a little bit of slack for it, not too much. So there you go. So that's the biggest thing that you want to do. So let me actually do that one more time. I put it through, okay? I put it over the string so that the string underneath is actually coming out under. Then I tighten it up. I can go underneath like this, but this hand posture here, where you're pushing it down with one finger and then pulling it up with the others, that's pretty much the most important thing. So after I put the string up like that, well, let me get my drill. I put it in, and then boom, off we go. And it starts winding underneath itself. And that's exactly, you know, that's exactly what you want. There you go, a couple of winds, no problem. Looks beautiful. And now we're gonna do the exact same process for the other strings. There you go, beauty. Now all the strings are on. There we go. So now this is how you actually cut the strings off. Very simple. Okay, I usually like to go right, get very close to it. Boom. 1, 2, 3. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is actually take off the string pack, take it out. And as you can see, my bridge is very elevated, but that's okay. It's all gonna go down once I actually put it in tune. It's probably tuned way higher than what it's supposed to be. All right, so now I just migrated a little bit from the bench that's literally right over there, or the two chairs, I should say, it's not a bench, into where my tuner is. I have my camper profiler in the back here, and I got my profiler remote control. So I'm going to use the tuner that's built on it to just make my life a little bit quicker. If you have a clip-on tuner, that's really good as well. You can use that or anything else. You can even use one of these, but man, good luck. One of these. And yeah, first all you want to do, to be honest, is just get into the vicinity of where the notes are. And then once you get there, you can start fine-tuning it. So for now, all I'm doing is just getting into the vicinity of where the notes are in pitches. So, and actually the bridge is starting to come down as well, which is what I want. I want it to be parallel and not raised like that. Alright, so now the bridge is, it looks somewhat parallel. There still needs to be just a little bit more adjusting. What I'm going to do is actually stretch the strings. This is very important. It gets what we call the bounce out of the strings. So I usually, put my first finger on the first fret, and here I just kind of pull the string this way. And I do that for all of them. So for all 5 strings, for all 6 strings. Alright, so just the final stage, putting the blocks back on. It's a pretty simple process. Put them on like this. Just make sure that you can do all your dive bombs and all kinds of crazy whammy bar tricks without your guitar going out of tune. Put that back in. Boom. I don't go too tight, to be honest. Just tight enough that it doesn't move around. Doesn't need to be extremely tight. There we go. Put this guy back on. Alright, so the guitar is done now. It's got fresh strings, it's got a clean fretboard, it feels awesome, it sounds great, it's in tune. I hope this video was really able to help you out. And if you have any questions, definitely leave me a comment below. I'll be more than happy to answer them. And I'll definitely see you around. Thanks.